Hey everyone, welcome back and thank you all so much for jumping in and spending a little bit of time here with me today discussing a Boros Burn deck for Magic the Gathering Arena Standard Best of 1. I actually was able to reach Mythic rank with this deck, hitting number 55 in the season, really taking my time. I didn't start playing until the third day of the season, but it only took like 8 hours to get there with this build. We had an 80% win rate into Diamond 1, at which point I got stuck for a little bit. But I think that's just because I was playing for so long. You kind of get burnt out and start to, become complacent, and then it's where the misplays arise, right? So with that being said, phenomenal deck. You're going to love it. You're going to win almost all your games. Deck list in the description below. We're going to go through the deck list and kind of discuss everything if you're unfamiliar, just so you are winning all of those matches, right? So you know exactly how everything works together. Of course, we'll demonstrate all of that within our Mythic Rank gameplay footage for you all. And then to conclude the video, we're going to go through the stats on our way to Mythic and, kind of talk a little bit more about that process. So leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, just kick back, relax, and enjoy. Boros Burn is an S-tier deck with 60 cards in Standard Best of 1, supported by 21 land, and has a 1.7 average mana value. The key card is Screaming Nemesis. I don't know if you know about this card yet, but it's very, very good considering how aggro the current meta is and how prominent lifegain is. There's a mono-white lifelink deck that does very good for itself currently, and the Screaming Nemesis is going to box it out entirely. As a 3/3 for 3 with haste, whenever this creature is dealt damage, it's going to deal that much damage to any other target, and if a player is dealt damage this way, they can no longer gain life for the rest of the game. Right? That's a big deal, and at this point, your burn becomes much more effective, and the downside of burn always was your opponents can gain life, and at that point, you're running out of cards, and you lose, right? Not anymore, though, because Screaming Nemesis is going to take care of that. And, what if we put that with the second best card in the game, Sheltered by Ghosts, for 2 mana as an aura? The enchanted creature gets +1/+0, has lifelink and ward 2, as well as now exiling a non-land permanent until it leaves the battlefield. Just disgusting, right? These 2 cards are responsible for the majority of your wins. However, a pleasant surprise within the build will be the Boros Charm for 2. This can just straight up deal 4 damage to target player or planeswalker. 4 damage to the player is no joke. You can also give a creature double strike, which sometimes works, but you need to be dealing more than 4 for that to pay off for you. Of course, you get indestructible here as well, just a form of protection if you want to. It's maybe a mono black deck or something, which is pretty decent. So I love Boros Charm. That was a massive surprise. Of course, other burn in the deck with Lightning Helix, 3 damage to any target, you gain 3 life. Shock dealing 2 damage to any target, and Burst Lightning dealing 2 damage to any target. If you kick it for an additional 4/5 total, you're going to deal 4 damage instead. Now, all of this burn, and I guess by extension the Shelter by Ghost, will push up your prowess. Your Emberheart Challenger is a 2/2 with haste and prowess. Whenever it becomes a target of a spell or an ability, exile the top card of your library for the first time each turn, and you may play it until the end of turn. Slickshot Show Off will get +2/+0, which is like double prowess, basically, which is fantastic. It has flying and haste, and you can plot it for 2 if you need. And then just filling in the void, the Hired Claw, probably the best 1-drop Red has seen in some time, because whenever you attack with 1 or more lizards, this is going to deal 1 damage to target opponent, and that stacks, which is really cool. Plus, you can push it up by 1/1 for 2 if you've dealt combat damage, or just had your opponent lose life this turn, which is every single turn for you. So, not only just a 1/2, but it can grow to 3, so on and so forth. And then the Goblin here, potentially good to help you get rid of some lands and draw some more burn spells, as well as the +1/+1 counter on it, all just for 1 mana. Not the best card in the deck by any means, but it's still good enough, And then Starting Town is here, Vantage is here for our early lands, and then the Foundry is a quick land that you can pay life for, and the Verge is always in untapped as well, but sometimes just adds planes, but there's a good chance that you're going to unlock that immediately. And again, it's basically a mono red deck, don't tell anyone, but we are using a bit of a splash of white here, so the mana base is really easy and consistent, And again, we've got a fantastic win rate with this deck against some of the best decks and players in the world. So kick back, relax, enjoy. On the draw, keeping 7. It's been a few days since I've played. I'm gonna hold the shock in case it's an immediate to Johnny. Vanguard's still pretty good. Turn the Hawk. Double Claw. I think that's okay, right? That's not bad. Okay, no lifelink here, and then we can just zippity zap it. Yep. Big hit. 4. Doesn't really matter because they can do so much life. I'm gonna pay life for that. The Goblin is in. So we're in a good spot here. Another Johnny. Oh my goodness gracious. I didn't even ask for it. And if they want to trade, they can trade. I don't mind. If I were them, I might. Get in there. Take the block. Even harder for them to gain life now. Healer Hawk. Okay. This is what, 5, 6, 7 damage on the turn. Substantial, right? That's no joke. Landon tapped. Pass over, 5 life left. With 2 Nemesis, I think that's game. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, on the draw, keeping 7. The Gobbler. Charm is a deadly card. Let's hit for 2. They're a Simic deck. The Verge has green mana on the back. A star chart here. Helix does creature. I kind of like to save that if we need it as removal. Alright, they get the island. Oh, taking the turn off. What are they looking for? Out 2. Knock in the air. Push our homeboy up. For 5 additional damage down to 7. Uh-oh. Takona. Omniscience. GG's. So, you could concede the game here. Many of you will. Or you can make them play Solitaire for 25 minutes, which is actually... Oh, they got Terror immediately. Good for them. Well, maybe it doesn't take that long then. Just have a handful of lands, please, sir. This is a pretty cool deck, though. I like it. Just bounce it back. But that's... Is that enough? Like, if that's all you're doing, there's no way. I guess we just need another Boros Charm off the top for lethal. No problem. That is not it. Counter magic? No way. double counter magic. That's cool. That's cool. 2 left in hand. That's a big hit for 9, down to 10. What you got, Willis? Just a land, that's fine. Toss our land. Man, so close. Take our hit. Hey, Tuesdays. Man, 1 land away. Another counterspell? 3 of them in a row. Holy Toledos. What do you say to that, Tuesdays? Good game. No, I mean, it was fun. I like the deck. It's pretty cool. On the draw again. Same matchup. Ouch. Okay. It's a rematch. We just seen this individual. Done this instead. Faster this time, I guess. I don't know. Quick deck. Immediate counterspell. Man, you got 3 counterspells last time. You're already laying them down. You're a dog! Woof woof. That's okay, though. Nice. Okay, do they win? I mean, they've got the land. Oh, they're tapped. I have 7 and 5. That's not enough. We're gonna bounce something, maybe? It's really all they have to do. Just gain a tiny bit of tempo. Maybe the other goblin would have been good, actually. Ah, they get it again. Twice in a row. I mean, we're close. 4 life. We're close last time, too. So, you know, if they didn't have it in hand immediately, then we get the W, right? But, you know, you can't always be the best, apparently. And they were a little off last time. Yeah, hit the Nemesis. Hit the Nemesis, dude. Hit the Nemesis. I could use another Nemesis off the top, in all honesty. More counter magic? I mean, you did last time. Why wouldn't you this time as well? That's brutal. Another counter spell? Bro! They're just not casting it. So both of our games, you got it out on turn 4, and you had 3 counter spells. I'm just impressed that you would hit the Nemesis at all with that ability. What? Have I gone first at all today? This is just tough luck. It's got to break at some point. Either it will or I will. More likely than not myself. I'm gonna mic up a little bit here. Just gonna take that for 2 mana. Use ghosts for something larger that we can't kill with damage. And then I want to use... Like, I want to leave these. I don't want to use all my removal. I guess I should have done that the other way. Well, you know. Let's just take that anyways, I guess. These are getting down and dirty. Now, as long as the threats aren't too big, paying life for that is removal, and they pay the ward. Yeah. Okay. Gaining life. That's it for the turn, though. Let's still get in. Their life gain engine, hit for 3. It's also a draw engine, so it's good to get out of play. More life gain. Okay. Ooh. I guess I don't care. That's awesome. Boom. No more life gain for you. Down to 3. Otherwise, we would have removed the Sanctifier there, right? Good game. All right. So we have our stats pulled up here. Overall, a 70% win rate, which is really impressive. 73 on the play, 67 on the draw, with just over 6 hours in match time, which is impressive. I thought it took around 8 hours to hit Mythic, but I guess I was overestimating that by quite a bit. And I'm just used to it taking a little bit longer. So a very fast and effective deck, which is exactly what you want. What did the matchups consist of? Well, a lot of mirror matches here, and they're hard ones to win. You got to be on the play for that. A lot of mono black, but you know, we can get through with the burn. Mono white, obviously Nemesis is dunking on you. Then we have the Azorius control, a little too slow. Mono green, you've not been good in some time. Mono red, you don't have the lifelink that Sheltered by Ghosts has, and that's the power of just splashing white, because this is a mono red deck, right? Let's not kid. This is a mono red deck, but it splashes white just for a few things, and those few things make the difference and give us a 100% win rate against the classic mono red deck. At 8 wins, which is substantial, right? So you see, you know, the top few decks here, basically all getting beat by Boros, and even Boros getting beat by Boros, it would appear. So quite possibly the best deck Standard seen in some time for best of 1 and ranking up in a hurry. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. Of course, all my deck lists are public on Untapped. You can see the win rates of everything. We have some people, oh, you know, he cherry picks and all his decks suck. Man, it's all public, man. It's full transparency. Don't kid yourself. I hope you have a better day tomorrow. With that being said, you know, just thank you all so much for supporting the channel over the years. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. If there's anything I can do, don't hesitate. Yeah, I'll see you soon in the next. Take care.